Hello everyone, it's I-0386SX and we're going to take a similar but different approach to today's video. See, what you are staring at right now is a Macintosh PowerBook rechargeable battery. The part number in this one in question is the M5654. It's a nickel cadmium battery, and we're going to open this bad boy up today. It's definitely warm buttery toast. Not the good edible kind, but it's toast. It's done as it stands. And if you can kind of tell in the camera that something is wrong. See, it's starting to bulge right here. That's not good. That means it's about to do something really bad. But fortunately, we got this one out in time. As you tell, the negative terminal is already starting to show some problems and corrosion. Now, if you have, I want to show you something before I get into this, albeit it's not going to help me because I don't have a PowerBook 100, but some engineer, somebody really cool, the eBay user Alaska 360, if I can get the reflection out, they actually took the time to 3D print a case, which I think you could almost do here if you worst come to worst. And they rebuilt a battery. It's very expensive. It's $105 per battery. And local pickup in Texas. He's got lots of them. 6 volt, made in current year. This is a lithium polymer cell and incorporates internal LiPo charging circuitry. I won't go through the whole listing, but I think that's really great that this gentleman or lady took the time to build one of these, engineer one of these, and sell them to the masses. I think that's great. And $105, especially for something like that, to me, that is not unreasonable at all. So good for him or her. But as tradition, I do have a tendency to split the videos here because some of these 90s batteries are like Fort Knox to get into. And I imagine that this back one is probably going to be the same, so unless it comes really short, this is probably just going to be an opening video. I also need parts, so it's not going to happen in one day. First thing is first, gotta get rid of that. Ain't gonna get far without that. And this battery does not have any obvious entry points. You can tell there's a seal there, so we'll have to go in that through one of those seals. And a little disclaimer, more disclaimers, I know. This one may not come apart perfectly. There may be cracks. It may not look the best. But provided that we can get the hardware to rebuild it, it will charge. So let us begin. I just gotta find an entry point. And this may, yeah, this one's gonna be fun. Yeah, so a really tiny screwdriver, maybe even like a razor blade, may be the way to go on this. Anytime you use metal around a battery, of course, be careful. Oh, hold on, I think I found an entry point. So yeah, so I found a lip that was starting to give, so I'm just going to continue to work that around that. I'll try to keep her on camera the best I can here. There we go. Oh, just kidding. I'd be happy if it all came apart like that, but, you know, we have a tendency to have batteries start off real good and then they get real interesting. I think the worst one I ever did in terms of opening a battery was the Compact Contura, the first gen. Those things are little Fort Knoxes. And I know that the Apple people don't generally care about PCs, but there is a crowd out there that cares about compacts and the PC, so we must include them. I am yours truly, grew up on Compaq. Or at least that's where his IT career got started. First computer in the house was a gateway. But it didn't feel like mine, so I don't really count it. But now we got a whole side open, so that's a start. So now, I'm going to somehow get a corner opened. This maybe with a bigger screwdriver can leverage things a little bit more. Yep, that's what it did. So we were able to leverage, although it is starting to crack there, so this is what does happen from time to time. And it's like I said, disclaimer, this may happen. But frankly, I don't care. If you're trying to do a neater job, try to work the seams. That's probably the best advice I could give you. Now, I just gotta find another seam. And maybe you may have to work around the other side too. That's always a possibility. So, yeah, we're a quarter of the way in. We have a long ways to go. But there is a little bit of protected on this battery compared to your compact counterparts, because you see some cardboard in there, or it might even be fish paper, I'm not sure, but it's one of those two things. There is some kind of protected in there at least, so that was nice of them to do. Not that nickel cadmiums got their own set of dangers, but if you were to pierce certain batteries like lithium, it's going to light up, and not in a good way. So now we're just going to find a way, and maybe the best way to do this is to even maybe just cut the thing open. I'm not sure. Because usually these are just molded together. So we're just going to find out what. So that's what I'm going to do, is try to find the next opening and hope I don't break this any worse. I know I said I don't care, but I do care. If I want to put things on YouTube, I want to at least show that I care. So that's going to be a magic of video editing moment. We'll try to work this thing through. If I see anything obvious, then I will point it out. So, a little bit of an update here. I took the utility knife and I scored into the seam here. Now, of course, anything with batteries, again, extreme caution. But it seems like it's starting to give now, so let's see if that is the case. I did hear a healthy snap, so that's good. See if it's a legitimately healthy snap, or it's uh-oh, problems are occurring, but we don't see them yet. I'm going to try and avoid hitting that terminal, although this battery is long gone. So I don't think anything is going to come out of it if I did hit it, but let's pretend it's a fully working cell. Showing it up nice and good. Yeah, so I'm starting to get some kind of make some kind of leeway with this. I hope I don't completely wreck this battery trying to get into the rest of the way, but we'll see. There we go. So now we're a little bit of the ways in now, so let's see if we can gently snap this battery into obedience. Nope, not quite. So this one is not going to be a pleasant one, but we'll keep working it anyway, just because we can. They weren't really meant to be opened. And the end game here might be just to cut this case open and gut her like a fish. Although it would be a really cruel twist of fate here, and yeah, this one is not like that. Like, we peel the label off and there's the cells. We don't have anything like that going on, though. Yeah, so it looks like what I did with this one, it looks like this one's starting to be successful only because I am cutting through it with the utility knife. So that seems like that's the way I'm going to go. So if this, on this leg of the tour, if it works, then yeah, I just got to squirt slowly, not the whole thing at one time. There's probably a better way to do this, but this seems to be going further than using hand screwdrivers and whatnot, so oh, come on. Famous last words. Now, I know in the Compact LTE series, you can go in with the flat-bladed screwdriver, and whatever's holding it on, if it's tacked on by something, it should just come out, and I think I finally got somewhere doing that. But the right side of this battery does not look healthy anymore. That was my fault. So yeah, we are a quarter of the way in. So I'm going to keep working on this battery. We'll see how much difficulty I run into. I think the slicing, scoring it method is the best here at this point. So I'm just going to keep doing that. With the magic of video editing, we'll see how it goes. So the answer to that question is the score method is largely successful. Largely. I did try my hand at a screwdriver right where my thumb is, and it did poke a small hole in it, but that's okay. Now, what I'm hoping that will happen here, I'm going to strongly doubt that it's going to, because, well, that's just the way my luck is. And it may be that I may have to score even more because of where the battery terminal is located. So see, it's kind of a stupid design here. It looks like the cover goes, oh, not the camera. It looks like it goes around the terminals. I don't get the idea at all, that design, but whatever. And honestly, you know, we're not doing this by the book. At least I'm not going to. And I may just say slice and dice there. We'll see. But we also got this to worry about, this little nudge in there, so that's going to be two things we're going to have to overcome. But I'm going to keep slicing and we'll see how it goes. So we're almost out. The problem is in the corner here. So I'm not sure if this comes out as one big unit or what the deal is, but we're about to find that out together. So let's see what's left of this thing and see if it all comes out or if we got more work to do, which I think it's going to be the latter, but one thing I can tell you for sure is I definitely have some batteries to order because these are shorter than what I am normally used to. But, you know, anything else that went wrong on this video, I don't think that's really a big deal at this point. It almost looks like that I'm going to have to take this out by the book. And I'm going to have to somehow get that off. So maybe I continue to score and we'll see what happens. You know, maybe it'll go so quick that I could do this live. Careful now. I just broke my own rule there. Never work in a hurry. That should do it. This side is out. This corner is not. There it is. That's exactly what you had to do. So, somewhat by the book, and let's see what we got. We have 10 very corroded cells first off. I'm likely going to replace this with nickel metal hydride cells just because I don't think we can get the nickel cadmium cells, and I'm not entirely sure that I even want to. So, how are we going to get that out? Because the terminals are going to have to come out. You know, in LTE land, they just slide out. But this is not LTE land. This is Apple country. At least for today. You know what? I don't want to break the plastic any further, so let's take a look at this. So it looks like we got our cover here. The top one is positive, negative is on the bottom, and it is just a corrosion hell right now. I don't even know how this thing even survived. And if we tear this apart, it is literally just metal terminals. That's all it is. That's why the only reason why there's cardboard on here. And we have what appears to be, I don't know what they are. My guess is these things are thermostats. That's my guess. Since we have nothing to lose at this point, I am going to find these are indeed thermostats. So these are readily available parts, although their tolerance is a lot lower than the ones I'm used to, which famous last words. So this is that's the brand. It's a 4mm. It's a 50 degrees Celsius, and there's 2 of them on here. That's kind of interesting. And it looks like, I'm not really sure, but possibly this was a rebuild. Just by, because there are marks of negatives on here, and I'm not sure. This thermostat brand is usually seen in rebuilds. I don't usually see those in originals, but maybe. I'm not sure. But either way, that's how you open up a PowerBook 165C battery, model number M5654. Albeit this is a little bit of a rough handling of it. just from my experience, it's a good old-fashioned patience with the razor blade is the way to go. And what I think I'm going to do, we're going to cheat a little bit. At least I think I'm going to. I'm going to probably just cut off some of these metal terminals and just use wire instead. I mean, that's not going to harm anything. We're going to compact things up a little bit here when we get to that point. We'll keep the fish paper on there. That's always a good protectant, but I think we can get away with using wire if we use it correctly. So my next stop is to go find some batteries, and once I do, we'll move on to the fun part. Now, if you have any questions or comments or constructive criticism, you know, as always, you can leave them in the comments section. As always, thank you for watching, and have yourself a good day.